Hello dear friends, today's topic is inside about a book named ReelReads Kanban. Author is Mattias, Skarin. Publisher is Pragmatic Bookshelf 2025. It is very fresh. First of all, the rest you can pause the video and read. First of all, I want to thank the publisher, the Pragmatic Bookshelf or Pragmatic programmers. Because they allowed me to use their books in my Book Insight website or YouTube channel. And also they provided me with recession example, with material and allowance to show also some pages from inside. It is very important because I name it visual evidence because they are very important for quality of presentation. Some publisher don't allow it, unfortunately, but here we have the good chance of making better presentation because of copyright. Anyway, I want to thank them and let's start the journey. First thing first, background images from me. Second, at the end, 1 minute, I will show you my website because for people are new to my channel, maybe don't know it. That's why I'll show them. You can watch the video from my YouTube channel or from my website. The website has much more possibility. I will show you at the end. Let us begin. First, two educational slides, very short, some refreshing. If you don't like it, you can jump it. Skip it to the original. Knowledge work often looks busy even when value is barely moving. This book's strongest starting point is the flow lens. Don't ask only how hard people are working. Ask where the idea waits. Kanban makes hidden cues, overloaded handoffs, and blocked work visible. The valuable lesson is that improvement begins when the system stops hiding delay. The limitation is that visibility alone is not enough. Leaders must be willing to act on what the board reveals. These terms are useful because the book is not really about sticky notes. It is about managing flow. WIP tells us how much work is open at once. Lead team tells us how long a request takes from commitment to usable result. Cycle time narrows attention to active work. UCL is useful because Kanban forecasting often needs a probabilistic boundary rather than one promised date. The book explains these terms through cases rather than a compact glossary, which is practical but may require extra patience from complete beginners. Actually, the book is very thin. It is very good, practical. Very thick book. Nobody would read them. I have many books that there are 1,000 pages, but never I touch them. Or maybe you read some 100 pages at the start, then you would get bored and leave it. My strategy always, which function, start with books are thin, introductory, friendly, understandable, visual, and so on. And then when I get the idea, and then I go to the more sophisticated, more deepened books. This is my principle which I worked. I'm software engineer since 2005. I'm also certified for Scrum Master 1, 2, product manager, product owner, and so on. And I've worked many years, maybe more than 15 years alone with Scrum. And in many cases, they don't use Scrum alone. I'm working in Germany. And mostly the mixture of Kanban and Scrum, because every one of them had some strengths and weakness, and the company try to combine the strength of both and make a mixture. If it is good or not, I don't comment on that. Okay, this is the first slide of the original book. Real-world Kanban is best understood as a field guide, but from case studies. The book is not trying to sell a certification framework as a strict recipe. As told you, the book is roughly less than 140 pages. Its value is in showing how teams use Kanban to see work reduce waste and improve delivery under real organizational constraints. Its strength is practical credibility. The cases include messy dependencies, pressure, and leadership challenges. Its weakness is that readers who want a step-by-step implementation manual must translate the series into their own process. Actually, you cannot have everything together. With 150 pages, you cannot have a step-by-step. It's clear. The structure is one of the book's strongest qualities. It begins with a short explanation of flow and Kanban, then moves into 5 implementation stories: enterprise delivery, change management, project rescue, back office, and capital markets. The remote work chapter and appendix make the book more current and usable. The shortcoming is that each story is short, so the reader sees patterns rather than deep operational detail. That trade-off works because the book's purpose is to develop judgment, not to document one company exhaustively. First, visual evidence. Visual evidence, for the people who don't know me or my website, are some, I pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, depends on situation. Different pages of the book and shortly analyze them, the weakness, strengths, and so on. It gives you a feeling about the content and a better judgment if the book resonates your needs. No book is bad and no book is perfect. Everything has flow. Every subject has a strength and weakness. That's why it is not to make a book bad or good, but to analyze it. And as I told, I am actually analyzing based on my knowledge, based on my judgment, and it doesn't mean everything should be perfect. I am human, I'm not God. That's why I don't make anything bad or perfect. I try to be fair. I try to be on the side of visitor, because you should have valuable knowledge, valuable understanding. If I don't give you fair and honest judgments, it makes no sense, this website. I'm not here to make just advertisement for the publisher or something like this. I want to give you honest judgment. Okay. The book's core message is that a Kanban board is not decoration. It is a management instrument. When work becomes visible, the team can see waiting, overload, unclear policies, and bottlenecks. Limiting WIP changes behavior by shifting attention from starting more work to finishing the right work. The strength is practical simplicity. Teams can start where they are. The shortcoming is that the board can become superficial if leaders use it only for status reporting instead of improvement. First, visual evidence. Subject, roughly page 17 on PDF. Maybe PDF sometimes are not correct exactly the imprinted page, but I hope it is. The page 17, the product development journey diagram shows 39 months of waiting, pre-study, approval, and relearning before only 9 months of building. Strange, it clearly exposes why busy teams can still be slow. Shortcoming, the diagram simplifies the organizational causes behind the delay. Viewer value teaches the viewer to ask where value stop moving. Another visual evidence. The company edge case is useful because it shows Kanban above the team level. The problem is not only development speed, it is the loss of product meaning across marketing, development, change management, operations, and client use. By tracking concepts, the organization creates a shared unit of work. The strongest lesson is that lead time is measured inside the system's control boundaries from next to ready to use. The limitation is that this kind of enterprise board requires discipline and regular leadership attention. Visual evidence, second visual evidence, page 30, roughly. The enterprise Kanban workflow connects product ideas, A3 concepts, collaborative design, development teams, change management, system administration, release, and client use. Strength, it shows end-to-end value chain thinking. Shortcoming, the overview still needs details from later pages to be actionable. Viewer value demonstrates that Kanban can align departments, not only development teams. These cases show Kanban under pressure. It changes management. The value is not just tracking work, it is making dependencies and overload discussable before they burn people out. In the derailing project, the most important lesson is that coded work was not finished work. Testing, integration, and release quality were the real constraints. The book is strong here because it shows uncomfortable evidence instead of idealized agile language. Its shortcoming is that the reader receives only a compressed view of the human conflict behind the rescue. Actually, it is not shortcoming because, as I told, the book is you cannot have everything together. The book is very thin, and it should compress everything. Otherwise, it would take 300, 400 pages or more. Visual evidence, page 73. Subject. After the first Kanban board, the team has a shared flow overview and a WIP limit. And the sprint burn down begins to move after 2 weeks. Strength, it shows a quick behavioral effect from limiting work. But attention, short-term movement does not prove long-term stability. The viewer value explains why visibility can restore a shared sense of progress. The book becomes more persuasive when it leaves a standard software team territory. The back office example shows Kanban helping when demand peaks and priorities compete. The capital markets story shows that improvement is not a one-quarter project. It can be a long capability journey. The remote work chapter adds a practical warning. A digital board must be easy to change and easy to read, or it loses the immediacy of a physical board. And my final judgment is positive with a clear audience. Real-world Kanban is valuable for managers, agile leaders, scrum masters, and operations team who need to improve flow without pretending their organization starts from a clean slate. The book's strengths are real cases, practical boards, and a strong connection between transparency, leadership, and data. Its limitation is that it doesn't give a single universal recipe. Readers must interpret the cases, compare them with their own context, and design small experiments. Actually, I'm telling you, if even you working in a supposed to work or working in a Scrum Master, it makes sense to buy and use it because as I told you, most companies don't follow strictly the Kanban or Scrum. Many of them combine them. In that case, it makes sense to have knowledge about Kanban, because many companies use partially Kanban with partially Scrum. That's why it makes anyway sense. Okay, don't go anywhere. I want to show you my website. If you have any suggestion, as I told you, they are only my point of view, my perspective. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I try my best to be honest and to give an honest judgment. And if you have any improvement suggestion, you have other idea, you can not in YouTube. If you have any idea about the book, or if you have written the book already, please leave comments in website, not in YouTube channel. There is for you to support each other with your valuable knowledge. You can give your insight about the book for others to benefit from it, or review the book. I have a system to review the book in my website. In YouTube, you can leave comments for me to improve myself. Any feedback, I'm totally happy to learn from you, to get your suggestion for the further books I give you better, more quality insight to you. If my effort is a value to you, I would be very appreciated and thankful if you like, comment, subscribe my YouTube channel. It helps that we grow further our book lover community. As I promised, if you are watching the video from YouTube, let's say, for example, this one. Come, video. Let's say you are watching this video from my YouTube channel, and under every video there is a section that's description. Click on the lengthy path. The lengthy path goes directly to the corresponding book in my website or direct to the website's main page. And here are some metadata I try to gather for you to get some information. Here there's a link to buy. Depends on the publisher which I get or not. And actually here the possibility is to have a video, audio, transcript, if it is allowed, resources like here, for example, and summary, not summary of the book, summary of my book inside, and so on. And if you are registered, please register. It takes 2 minutes, but you have much more possibility with register. It is free for everybody everywhere, and then you have much more possibility. And okay, here you have as I told, tremendous amount of possibility which in YouTube is hard to think about it. Here's category and subcategory and filtering system that you cannot imagine in YouTube. I've worked for it 1 year of development for this website. Okay. In future, I would also present a tutorial and explain it from my side, not from the books, but library is for the books. Watch the first video under help to getting started to orient yourself. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Until next book inside. Bye.